Hi everybody, and thank you for joining another mscrm-addons webinar. Today we're going to be covering commands and one-click actions, basically how to speed up the document process in Microsoft Dynamics CRM with DocumentsCorePack. My name is Clint Higley, and just a little bit before we get started, one thing that I'd like to draw your attention to is the chat feature that we have here in this webinar. It's going to be located in the bottom left-hand corner of your meeting burner screen. Any questions or anything like that that you may have, you can go ahead and type it in there while the webinar is ongoing. I've got some team members in there who are going to be answering those questions for you. And so just feel free to go ahead and type your questions in there as I move along. When we get to the end, time permitting, I'll do some question and answer. Yeah, then we'll go from there. So as always, this meeting is going to be recorded. And in the end of it, it'll be sent out to you, the recording of it, and also the slides that I'm presenting here today. You'll also be able to find those on our website as well. So I want to go ahead and get right into it. One of the things that we all know is that we have a need for document generation in a CRM environment. These are a few examples that we have of things that we've seen our customers use and things that we think are just several different possibilities that we have, such as the sales process, going through the whole lead to close process. For example, if I get a new lead in there, I want to send them a personalized email with some flyers and brochures maybe attached. If I'm working on an opportunity with somebody, there might be some non-disclosure agreements involved. I need to generate those documents and send those over to them. Getting the close, we're talking about here quotes and proposals, sending out purchase orders, things of that nature. And then finally, winning the deal, sending out invoices and orders, and payments and shipping confirmations. Some of the other things as well is we've seen people use DocumentsCorePack for reporting. The main functionality, the best thing about that is there's no SSRS knowledge that's needed, so it's real easy to generate these reports, and pretty much anyone can do it. As far as the marketing side, seeing people send out personalized campaigns, use it to create flyers and brochures, and rich personalized emails. And from the service side, we're doing service reports, lease documents, contracts, etc. And then we've seen several people do a few custom things, which have been really interesting, such as portal integrations or different kinds of customizations with the product. So what we're here to talk about today is the document generation wizard. And the value of that is to create and process documents right from the CRM command bar in 3 steps. The first step is basically when I hit the My Create Document button, I'll get a pop-up and be able to select my template here from a list of templates that I have. They'll be grouped together. You can choose different groups. You can group your templates any way you want to. But basically the first step is to choose that template. These are the MS Word-based templates that you've created basically using the DocumentsCorePack template designer, which is fairly simple to do. The next step would be to choose the document's purpose, basically choosing the file format, deciding whether or not we want to, say, attach it to a note or to a letter or as an email attachment, or even start the e-signature process with our DocuSign integration. Also have the ability to save that to SharePoint, to print the document, etc. And the final and third step is the preview and finish. What that allows you to do is get an instant preview of your document just by clicking on it. It opens it right up there so you can preview it, make sure that everything's good. If something's wrong, you can go back and fix that. Also gives you the ability to edit the document just by clicking the Edit button. That's going to bring up Microsoft Word. You'll be able to make your edits there, save the template, and then your edits are going to be held in that template and then attached to either the note or whatever you decided to do in step 2. So this is the process. It's fairly simple, but because there are so many options and everything, it can be confusing to some users. So one of the things that we now allow you to do with DocumentsCorePack is define those commands. So basically, you're able to save these configurations. So as a CRM administrator, you can predefine these configurations and most of the options through the document generation wizard. basically we have this nice little Save Config button down here for the administrators for the CRM admins. What that allows you to do is come on in. We can set, say for example, if we set up a configuration, we can set that as default configuration. So basically when your users click the Create Document button, that is the configuration that it's going to use. Okay, they're not going to have to basically choose anything. That's just going to be exactly what happens when they click that button. We can fix the template selection, so we can basically say, hey, we're going to use this template every time. We'll go ahead and we can go ahead and do that. We have the ability to define behavior for each setting, such as setting up file types, attachment options, print, save to SharePoint, etc., all within here. Also have the ability to enable and disable the document preview, and define the name and description for the command here, and set either the global behavior, or we can actually set the behavior for individual settings as well. That could be either setting it as a default, hiding, or actually disabling that setting altogether. This is probably going to become a lot more clear in the demo when I go through the process. So basically the demos that we're going to do today kind of show you is the document generation options that we have. We're going to walk through the DocumentsCorePack dialog and setting up options for the dialog and generating a document, that whole process. We're going to define one-click actions and commands. We're basically going to use what we learned above to create those one-click actions, and I'll walk you through that entire process as well. And lastly, we'd like to showcase some of the popular processes that we've seen. Some of those include creating an account summary, printing that and saving it to SharePoint, a quote draft with a preview, and a contact reconnect email with attachments, and batch shipping label creation. So these are all kind of scenarios that you're going to see in your everyday business. So I'm going to go ahead and flip on over here to the demo system, and then go ahead and go right into my invoices. So basically the scenario here is, let's say I have some invoices and I want to set this up to go ahead and email this particular invoice to my customer. I want to set this up as a PDF and also have a nice template there for my email that I'm going to include. So what I'll do is start off here by hitting the Create Document button, and then that's going to load up my templates here. First thing from my list here, I'm going to go ahead and choose my template. So I'll choose the invoice base, docx. I'll go ahead and click the next button once I'm done there. Reads a few information out, and from there I'm able again to select my file type. Some of the more popular ones, PDF seems to be the one that most people use, especially for email attachments. Do have the ability to do docx, doc, and a whole bunch of different other ones. HTML is also one as well. From here I can define my email recipients. Basically I'm going to go ahead and send this here to my customer, to my particular customer, and this is going to pick out the primary contact of this particular account here as well. So that's set up. Next I'm able to choose my email templates here. As you can see here, I've got a list basically of all my templates, all my email templates that are CRM-based email templates, or I can actually choose a DocumentsCorePack template that I've created as say for example an email body. So I'm going to choose this invoice email body docx here. Choose that. I then have the option to send the email. If I'd like to, I can actually print the document out to either a local network or a Google Cloud printer. So it's just an option. I can select that and then select which printers I have set up here. So I have two for this particular one, so I can choose one, set it up, send it to that printer, and print it off. And lastly, I can save that to SharePoint. One other thing that I'd like to touch on is not only can we set that up as an email attachment, but we can do this as email content attached to a note, to a letter, and start the whole DocuSign process as well. So once I'm done with all my settings here, and you can see there's a whole lot of them here that I have to kind of choose from. I'll go ahead and click Next, and then that basically starts the document creation process. Once it's done, grabbing the template and merging the document, I then get my Insta Preview right here. I can open that up and see my invoice here and check out, make sure everything's correct. From there, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit finish, and that's going to go ahead and attach that all to this email. So I'll finish. And then I've got my email here. All my information's filled out, my subject and everything. Here's my other template that's used as a template body. And I have my attached PDF right here. So that's basically a simple process in using the DocumentsCorePack dialog. Most of the time, that's going to become repetitive. It's going to be something that you're going to do over and over again. And as a system administrator, usually, we want to simplify things for our users. So if we know for a fact that, for example, that's going to be something that's going to be done over and over again, we can come back in and we can set up those commands so that it happens automatically for our users. So basically what I'm going to do is, again, just go ahead and to set this up, I'll hit my Create Document button. I'll choose my template. I'll click Next. I'll do my file type, which is already set for PDF. I'm doing this as an email attachment. I can select my recipient again. Select my email template as well, just like I did before, and any other settings that I want to set up. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and I can hit my Save Config button. That's going to bring up my Save Configuration dialog. Now here for my users, I can set this up as the default configuration. If I'm going to have more than one configuration for a particular entity, I kind of want to leave that off. But if this is the only thing that they're going to be doing, you can go ahead and set that as the default, and it's going to go ahead and go right into it. For this particular case, we do want to use the selected template, so I'll go ahead and check that. I want to give my my users the ability to preview my documents, to preview the document, to review it. So I want to create that quick preview, and I want to allow document editing. If you want to skip that third screen altogether, basically you can uncheck this box, and that will skip that entire third screen with the review and the edit features. Lastly, I can also have this automatically go ahead and open up that PDF document so we can review it and do whatever it is we need to do, maybe save it locally or whatever. So lastly, what I need to do is go ahead and give this a name. So I'll just call this create invoice. Give it a description. Okay, and then I can choose my global behavior settings here. So I can set this up as the default. The settings that I have are the default ones. I can hide configured settings, so anything that I picked, like for example here, that I want to attach as an email, I can hide those. The other ones will be shown, such as save to SharePoint, etc. Or I can disable all the configuration settings altogether. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and leave those settings as a default, and go ahead and configure my my file type, my settings just individually. So for example, the file type, I want it to be a PDF, but I want my users to know that, hey, I am, you're going to be generating a PDF. I can use the option to show, but do not allow changes. Okay. Next, we're attaching that document. That's something that I know that my users don't need to see, so I'm basically going to just go ahead and hide this setting. My email recipient, I do want, say for example, like maybe they need to send it to multiple people and things of that nature. So I don't want to hide it or not allow changes. I'm just going to go ahead and set that as a default. So it's going to work either so I can inherit the main behavior from the global config, or I can go ahead and set that itself right here. So I'll just go ahead and leave that as is. Email template, let's see, I do want them to use that email template all the time, so I'm also going to hide that one as well. To send the email, I want my people to actually review it before they send the email off, so I'll hide that setting as well. I do want them not to have the ability to print as document, to print the document out if they so choose. So I'm going to go ahead and set this as a default. And save to SharePoint, I basically want them to be able to do that as well, so we'll go ahead and save that as default as well. So once I'm done with everything here, I can go ahead and save that. All right. And then what I'll do here is I can cancel out of this. Now, when we come in here and we go ahead and we click the Create Document button again, it looks a little different. It doesn't go right into the template selection. So I have a couple of different options here. I can do the Let Me Decide Every Step, which kind of goes through the whole process. And as an administrator, you can come in here and you can lock this down so that they basically only have the option here. Basically, all they would see is this one particular button here. Again, from here, I can actually set this as a default configuration. So if I have multiple configurations, find that some people are not using some, that they tend to just use one, I can go ahead and set that from here. So let me just kind of show you the process here. I'll do this, the Create Invoice here. Go ahead and open that up. As you can see here, it went ahead, it hid the information that I wanted it to hide. So for example, they can't change it to save it as a note. Again, the file type here is automatically set to a PDF. The email recipient here, I can go ahead, it's defaulted to the mscrm-addons.com, but let's say, for example, wanted to add myself in there as well, send myself a copy, so I can change that. Again, I do have the option here to print if I'd like, and save to SharePoint as well. So as you can see, you can really speed up the process just by limiting the amount of options that your users have to actually select from. So I'm go ahead and I'll just go ahead and click Next here. Creates my document here. So as you can see here, I can go ahead here. I have my Insta Preview. I actually bring it up and can actually preview my document. And then also have the option here to edit right in Microsoft Word. So I can make any edits that I want to in here. And actually go ahead and close that out and save it back. Once I'm done, I hit the Finish button. And then it brings again up my email with all the information in there, just as before. And I have my PDF here attached. So as you can see, the commands and everything like that are going to really speed up the process for your users. Just to kind of show, again, a couple of examples here that we've seen before, so I'm just going to go ahead and go over here to my accounts. And let's see, let's grab an account that I want to create a summary for. I can go ahead and select it. And straight from here, from the grid, I can go ahead and hit my Create Document button. Basically what I've done here is I've created an account summary. And what this is going to do, the description lets me know, it's going to create the account summary with the option to save to SharePoint. Excuse me. It's also going to take that and save it to another location, and print this off as well. So it's going to print it off to my local printer here. So let's say, for example, I don't want to save it to SharePoint. I know that's automatically going to print out to my network printer here in the office. So once I'm done with that, with a couple things, I just select Next. I can go ahead and preview my document again as well, see everything. And then once I hit Next, Finish again, it's going to print to my network printer here in the office. So it's actually a pretty handy tool if you need to get a quick overview, or you need to take something, say, into a meeting. You can actually run this and print this off real quick and go to the meeting with that information. So I'm just going to cancel this out. I'm not going to print it. One of the other things that we have a lot is, say, for example, in the quoting process, a lot of people actually want to be able to create the quote as a draft. So let's see here. I've got my particular quote here that I love so much, Some Bikes and Computers. I'll go ahead and open that up. So I've got this here. Let's say I don't want to generate a real quote. I just want to generate a draft quote here. So I'll go ahead and say Create Document. I've got my button already set up so for a draft quote. And then I want to attach that to the note field here inside on this particular quote here. So I'll go ahead and click that. Reads the information out. And gives me the option to preview the document here. So can't edit it, just go ahead and preview it. This is actually just another template that I've created. We have a couple templates here. And the one that I usually show is quote English Nice. This is quote English Nice with draft. This is just a watermark here from Word. So I'm using that one so everyone knows that it's a draft. It's not really a quote. So I can go ahead and review that. And then once I'm done, I click Finish. And I can come right down in here into my notes and see that I've created that. I've created that particular thing, so I can call that up and take a look at it anytime that I want to, or take it out and email it to someone, whoever I'd like. Next, one of the things that we've also seen is, like, for example, if I have say a list of contacts that I haven't heard from in a while, and I want to quickly kind of send out an email to reconnect with those people. Whether that's set up in an advanced find or something in the grid. So I can basically just choose the contact that I want, go ahead, come in, grab my Create Document button, use my Contact Reconnect. This is basically going to create a Contact Reconnect email with some actual attachments, so like a PDF attachment of our product catalog. Really kind of easy to set up and do. Go ahead and click the button. As you can see, I clicked the button. I didn't see anything. It just instantly brings that email up automatically here with my template in here with my email. And I also have it set up to where it's going to send over our products catalog as well. So I can review that, maybe add a little bit of info if I'd like, change some things around, go ahead and send that right off. So it's you can see that you can really speed up that process just by a click. It's just one click and then I have my email here. The last thing would be, for example, and we've seen this before, if I had, say, for example, my shipping department, if they had some orders to fulfill here. Basically, what I want to be able to do is to have them be able to click on all the orders that they need to create labels for, then go ahead and in a batch process, go through, hit my Create Document button, and create some shipping labels here. So this is going to create these shipping labels with the option to print to the label printer. So I'll go ahead and click my button again. And then as you can see here, it's already set up here, sending it out to the warehouse label printer. As the user, basically what I need to do is give it my start label position, and then go ahead and create those labels. So this does take a little bit of time here. Basically what it's doing is rolling through. It's creating all those labels. And I can open this document up and view it. So I have all my different labels here. Let me just kind of minimize this just a little bit so you can see it. So I have my different shipping labels here all set up and ready to go. And then they're automatically then sent off to the printer once I hit the Finish button. So those were a couple of examples. And I hope that gave you some ideas about what you can do with the Create Document button and the ability to save those commands in one-click actions. I want to talk a little bit about the roadmap, what's coming up for DocumentsCorePack. One of the things that I think is pretty nice is being able to trigger workflows from the dialog. So what you're going to be able to do is fire a workflow after document generation was triggered. So basically, for example, you could, once a quote was done, you can send an email to a supervisor, etc. So, excuse me, with the workflow integration, there's a lot of possibilities that you can do with the DocumentsCorePack dialog. That is actually scheduled for October 2015. So hopefully by the end of this month, that'll be in there. The next thing is going to be an actual new file type. So you saw our big list of file types with docx, PDF, etc. The new file type is going to be the email file type to select from. A lot of y'all know that email file types are basically Outlook messages. It's going to be able to give you the ability to create that email file. Click it to open it up. That'll open it up right in Outlook. You'll be able to take that and fire it off straight from your Outlook. And that, again, is also scheduled for the end of the month. Lastly, I've talked about the fact that we have DocuSign integration. We're going to be adding AssureSign as well, and that is scheduled for November as well, November 2015. So I wanted to thank everybody for coming. Feel free to join any of our upcoming webinars. You can find that on our website. There's a big red webinar button there. you can click on that, see what's coming up, and get a look at some of the old webinars that we've done before. Couple of resources. Again, you can find us on the web as always at www.mscrm-addons.com, and visit our help center where we have our live chat and support. That would be our website /support.aspx. And also, I always mention this, don't forget, we've got a pretty awesome blog out there. It's blogs.mscrm-addons.com. It's a good list of helpful resources, you know, just things about general stuff about our add-ons. Also, some tips and tricks and things of that nature that you can do with our add-ons. Always feel free to contact us here. We have our 2 office locations here in the U.S. and in Europe as well. And if you have any questions, technical questions or anything like that, you can always send us to support@mscrm-addons.com. We'll get those answered for you. And any questions about pricing or anything like that, you can send that to office@mscrm-addons.com. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open this up for questioning, for a little QA. And